All right, guys, we got an age-old question in front of us. Who is WSSU's athletic rival? Now, this is a question that probably goes back as far as Whitaker Gymnasium, hell, maybe even Bowman Gray Stadium. Who is WSSU's athletic rival? Now, if you ask 5 different Rams, it's a good chance you're going to get about 7 different answers. So I asked a unbiased source what they felt WSSU's rivals were, and we'll get to that in just a second. But before I get to that, please let me introduce myself. My name is Stephen Gaither. I'm a 2009 graduate of Winston-Salem State University, and I'm the founder of HBCU Game Day. Of course, if you guys aren't following it, go ahead and hit the follow button. But definitely want to make sure that you guys are subscribed to this page, which is WSSU Ram Nation. WSSU Ram Nation is a platform I created. A lot of times I'll go to different games for WSSU, and I'll have so much great content. And I could put it on HBCU Game Day, but it's a little bit of an overload there, and I figure it'd be more appreciated in this space. So this is a space created for WSSU commentary, sports, but beyond that, news as well that goes beyond sports. So I anticipate and I know you guys will be seeing other faces, other voices, whether it's other alumni or whether it is students as well. So appreciate you guys. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell as well so you know about every new video we have. All right, now that that is out of the way, back to the question at hand, which is who is WSSU's rivals? So again, this is a question that you're going to get a lot of different answers on. Again, including myself, depending on the day, I may say a different team or a different school. So what I did was it's 2024, so I asked AI, ChatGPT. Actually, it's HBCU Game Day specific GPT, which I may release a little bit later, but we'll see. Anyway, so here's what it did. It gave us 4 rivals, and I like the 5 number. But I have to learn how to talk to ChatGPT and tell it to give me 5. So I kind of added the 5th one. So I'll just read what it says. I'll give my commentary as well. And then you guys make in the comments, let us know what you think as well. And if you can order them. So this school did not appear on there, but I felt like it had to at least be in this discussion. And that is Livingstone College. So I asked, what about Livingstone College? Don't they have an exciting basketball rivalry? ChatGPT says, yes, Livingstone College indeed has an exciting basketball rivalry with Winston-Salem State University. This rivalry is part of broader athletic competitions within the CIAA, which is known for intense basketball games and passionate fan engagement. Hey, watching HBCU Game Day. Both WSSU and Livingstone College have strong basketball programs, and their matchups are highly anticipated, often featuring high stakes and energetic atmospheres. Now, the rivalry is further amplified by the proximity of the schools and their historical connections within the CIAA. Games between these two teams are not just athletic contests, they are significant cultural events within the HBCU community, showcasing the rich tradition and spirited competition of HBCU basketball. I would have to agree. Football hasn't been a rivalry. I think we could probably lose to them for the next 30, 35 years and still have the all-time lead. We're that far ahead. Basketball has definitely become a great rivalry, I would say. If you look at the past 15 years or so, they probably have replaced a school that's not on this list, North Carolina Central. Spoiler alert there. So, now go to the 4 that they actually gave us. So number 4, Johnson C. Smith University. Just like with Livingstone, it says the proximity of these schools and their shared history in the CIAA contribute to a robust rivalry with competitive matchups across various sports. Again, we get to that football thing. Not as much. I think we could probably, until WSSU lost to Johnson C. Smith. And I had to talk to the president the other day about that. She was definitely very giddy about that. I think they had won like 23, 24 games in a row. So it had been like almost 30 years. So we could go a long time without losing to them, without it being an even rivalry there. Basketball, obviously a little bit different. It's been a competitive matchup there. We'll see what happens with Coach Joyner, who is a Winston native and who grew up around Big House Gaines, now exiting that program. But, when we go to Bray Boy, it's always WSSU versus the refs for sure. Number 3, I will say number 3 was a surprise for me. So number 3 rival for Winston-Salem State University, according to ChatGPT, is Elizabeth City State University. A little high for me. I'm gonna say a little high for me. I get that both schools are, former teachers' colleges, and both schools are former teachers' colleges, and they're the two smallest HBCUs right now. So football, again, I think that's another place where we have a pretty great edge in the rivalry, and basketball as well. But everybody loves to play the Rams. That so it always gives our Rams that are in the 252 area code and that northeast North Carolina, Virginia pathway a chance to interact with WSSU. So I get it. So number two on the list is North Carolina A&T. For some of us on the list, some of us have never played them. Again, some of us who are watching this, who are alumni, a little bit over of an age, we played them every year. So anyway, North Carolina A&T. Although North Carolina A&T moved to the Big South Conference, and of course now it's NCAA, the rivalry with WSSU remains strong due to historical ties and geographic proximity. The rivalry was especially notable in football when both were members of the CIAA and later the MEAC. Okay, so I'm a journalist, so I have to keep this somewhat objective, even though I'm a Ram, obviously, and this is a Ram page. So they're being generous when they say that it was a notable rivalry when we were both in the CIAA. We never beat them when we were in CIAA. I think they won the first 18 games in the series, but they're not excuses, but there are reasons for that, right? Like WSSU was a teachers' college, a lot of women, versus North Carolina A&T, the farm school, they're agricultural, right? So they had a big edge. But yeah, the last 5 times we played them, when both teams were in that Division I-ish area, we beat them 3 out of 5 times. And so finally get a chance to beat them, play them again in football this year. And so that's going to be a big thing on September 7th. If you're Rams, if you're a Horn, you probably already got tickets. So shout out to you. If you're not, you're going to be paying those folks over in East Greensboro to get into the game. But it's going to be a great atmosphere. They're finally playing us again. They're still scared to play us in basketball. Coach Ross, I know you're a Ram at heart, but I know Aggies pay you, and I don't know. Last year, I think it would have been a good matchup. I think the Rams would have won. We'll see. It's definitely something that's always talked about. But anyway, we'll go over to number 1. So number 1, if you haven't guessed now, ChatGPT says the number 1 rival for Winston-Salem State University athletically is Fayetteville State University. Again, another situation where historically, football-wise, no, not the numbers. No. Again, just like Elizabeth City State, that's another school that was a teachers' college just like us, and we have a dominant record against them. But gotta be true. The last half decade, as WSSU has fallen off, they've run the CIAA South, which I guess is like being the best rapper in Washington State. Been to the CIAA championship game 6 times. They won once, so still trying to figure out how to get a crowd out there. But hey, they've got the 1 championship, and still gotta go through them to get to the championship. They are the homecoming opponent this year. So basketball, again, historically, we've got 13 championships, and they got 2. But hey, it has been a competitive rivalry the last couple years. With everything that Fayetteville State has going on, they've had a lot more money in their athletics, and it has become competitive over the last couple years. So that is the list according to ChatGPT, with a little bit of help from SJG. Number 5, Livingstone College. Number 4, Johnson C. Smith. Number 3, Elizabeth City State University. Number 2, North Carolina A&T University. And number 1, Fayetteville State University. So That is what ChatGPT says the rivals for Winston-Salem State University are. I can't wait to see in the comments what you guys have to say about who and why WSSU's top rival is, or give us your top 2 or 3. Let us know in the comments below. Again, I appreciate everybody for checking out this video and supporting WSSU Ram Nation. Please let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. And again, if anybody's interested in being a content creator and helping build out this platform, please hit me up. I'm very accessible. So I look forward to it. I appreciate you guys for sure, and have a great one.